Good afternoon. I want to join Coach Blount in thanking Swamp Tales again for hosting the event. Robbie, Justin, the whole crew, and the commissioner, who, just like this time last July, this July is $500 richer as of last week from the Phillips family. Ad valorem taxes going up instead of down. But it's good to be here. And also, like I want to say, and I told you last year, I coached college baseball at Montevallo for 10 years. I've been everywhere in this state. And what Robbie and them are doing here for our kids and our community and our school is just, it's not normal. It's not like that in all places. So I know our parents and our kids and our families appreciate that. Today with me I have two seniors, two four-year guys for us, quarterback Brody Pinion and running back, linebacker David Hall. They're both here with me today. Any successes that we had last year, these two had a large part in it. And if we're going to have any success this year, they're going to have a large part in it, or probably won't be having much success. But they're here because of the kind of leadership ability they've shown for us the last 4 years. And most importantly, they're here because of the kind of leaders they are when we're away from the field. They're kind of representative of what we want them to be in the classroom, in public, in town. And they are a great representation of our school and what we're trying to promote. Again, Brody, our quarterback. Brody, technically was not the starter last year, but he played so much for us. We played two quarterbacks for a while, and then Tavares took over about mid-season. But Brody had to play 3 or 4 stretches, not only 3 or 4 times down the stretch, he had to play in the playoffs for us as well. And Brody's a guy that is understanding what we're trying to do offensively. Communication between he and I is good, as long as it gets a little one-sided from time to time, and it's not so good then. But when it's back and forth, it's good. He has the ability to get us out of a bad play into a good play, get us in the right protection. He does a good job with those things. David's the guy who plays both ways for us. He'll be running back for us, outside linebacker on defense. We had the luxury last year, David, we were able to play him sparingly in the first half of games, and he was always our fourth quarter running back. Tended to be a little more fresh, a little bigger than our other running backs. This year, whether he knows it or not, he will not be afforded that luxury. He'll probably get as many carries as he did in the game in a quarter this year. So, but David's a guy that plays both ways for us. We started him inside last year, moved him on the edge, and that was one of the things that I thought helped us become a much more complete team, especially defensively, when we did that. A lot of athleticism that he brings to the table. So looking forward to him in his senior year. We finished up this morning. We finished up what I think was a good summer. I know it was a good summer. Participation was good. The work was good. Effort was good. Summers is a time when you grow a lot as a team. We know that I preach to them that, I tell them I think 50% of the state is eliminated before summer even starts when it comes to competing for a state championship. And I think that number is cut in half by the time the summer's over. So I really think it boils down to 15, 16 teams. And are we going to be one of those? Well, if you don't make it the first cut, you're definitely not making it the second cut. You can't make up that lost ground. But I feel like we did do that. We went to a team camp a few weeks ago, enjoyed 2 days up in Winfield. I'm not a big 7-on-7 guy. We had to play it at team camp. I like the 11-on-11s. We were able to do a couple of those. I felt like, we're tired. We're exhausted, which we should be at this time of the year. We've got 5 days to kind of recharge our battery. Of course, we all know that. We all go to work Monday. But it's a team that I'm looking forward to because there's so many questions. We lost, I believe I'm right, we lost 45 touchdowns in 3 kids this past year. We didn't lose a lot in numbers, but that's an awful lot of production, especially out of 3 kids. So we've got to find a way to replace that, and that's the biggest challenge for us right now. I do feel like up front where we return most all starters. I think we have a chance to be better. I think defensively we have a chance to be better. We're breaking in not a new secondary, but one that didn't play a whole lot last year, especially collectively as a unit. But those are the challenges that we face, and we're looking forward to getting started, getting after it.
Talk about your linebackers. I know you got one of them returning co-defense player of the year, Bo Axtell. Talk about the impact of him, and especially the younger with Luke Hodge and the impact that he brings to the table.
Yeah, by about game 3 or 4, we had kind of figured out our linebacker situation. Again, we had David at will. We moved him outside on the strong side. Bo's in the middle, and we put Luke at will, and we stayed that way the rest of the year. And you know, a 14-year-old kid's got to grow up real quick when you put him in that situation. But he had a lot of help with Bo and David, who are experienced. It helped us, again, like I said, with putting David on the edge with his athleticism. But returning those 3 guys intact right now, and really 6 of our 7 front guys will be returning, which obviously it should make you better. We hope it does. If not, then they need to probably fire the head coach. Maybe the head coach just needs to fire the defense coordinator, but that'd be option A. Me be option B. But the experience that they'll have, especially playing 4 games in the playoffs last year, which are invaluable minutes, will be hopefully an advantage for us, a plus.
Coach, you mentioned that run in the playoffs made it all the way to semifinals. Talk about the carryover from the confidence that had to give the team. Because at this time last year, we talked about it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So you stood up there last year. You would have never thought you made it all the way to the semifinals. So that has to give this team coming in confidence.
It does. It was exciting because anyone that watched us last year knows that good fortune had a lot to do with how far we went, because we were not a very good, we're definitely not a consistent football team after 5 games. We were not, we had not played a complete game as of Susan Moore left week 5. We played a barn burner down here at our place, and out of 10 halves, we had played 4 good halves. We were just fortunate enough to be 4-1 at the time, and a lot of that is my fault because, and I told the kids that Monday, I told the coaches on that Sunday, I told the kids on Monday, I didn't trust our offensive line to know the protection to get it done. I didn't trust our quarterback to get us in and out of the right play. I didn't trust our quarterback to know his read. I saw safety scream downhill all night the night we played Susan Moore, and a coach unwilling to throw the football when he's been throwing it around for 20 years when safety screamed downhill. And I told him right then, I said, guys, we're going, whether we know how to do it or not, whether I trust you or not, when we go to Cherokee County next week, if we're supposed to throw it, we're throwing it. And if we're supposed to run it, we're running it. Defensively, we're going to quit moving, quit stemming, quit disguising. If we're going to be in cover 3, we're getting down in it. We're going to be in man, we're going to get in it. And we're just going to play. And it's almost like, and we immediately got better, especially defensively. Offensively, we got a lot better because the dummy calling plays was throwing it to those big tall guys out on the edge. And but then the injury bug hit us, and we had some people that had to step up and play. Now, we lost a couple of games to Jacksonville and to Anniston in that second half stretch, but the experience of playing those 4 rounds in the playoffs, and you're playing every time you go out there, it's a big game, those 4 games, but I don't know how you measure that. I don't know how you put that in terms of what does 4 playoff games. Well, it could mean 2 seasons worth of lessons. So hopefully that will be a catalyst and catapult us into some successes this year.
Any other questions?
Coach, as you said, you got 5 days sort of to rest up and then get ready for the real grind of the season coming up here just a month away or less. But what are some things that's coming out of summer that sort of really impressed you? And what are some things that, aside from replacing that production, you mentioned 45 touchdowns and 3 kids, what are some of the other things that you have seen going into fall camp that maybe concern you and you want to work on a little bit more?
Well, the thing that the most pressing matter for us is we have got to establish what kind of personality we're going to be offensively. I think defensively know what we're going to be and where we're going to be and how we're going to do it. Offensively, what are we going to be? You know, we had some big strike capabilities last year. We've got 2 big strike capabilities sitting right here. But I don't know that we have 3 or 4 of them. And I know they're not 6'4". He's close. We measured him this morning. He's 6'3". But you know, they're probably not going to let us throw it up to himself. So finding what kind of team we're going to be personality-wise on offense is the main concern. We lost 2 very good kickers from last year's team, so identifying a kicker is going to be something that we've got to do within the first couple of weeks, because we all know how important special teams is, and so those are the 2 most pressing things. The thing that I'm probably most pleased with coming out of fall camp, as I think I touched on earlier, is just how our participation was really good. It was better than ever. We worked really hard. I felt like in the weight room, Coach Riley, our offensive line coach, is our strength and conditioning guy in the weight room, and just does an outstanding job. And he has been with these guys now for 9 months, and the job he does is true. And you can see dividends being paid there.
Anybody else? Thank you, Coach.
Thank y'all.